to migrate. It is an obligation. It is an obligation upon every single Muslim. يحتاج إلى الهجرة, that has a need for performing the hijrah, to do so. Having the need to do the hijrah, to do so. Now here, this is a word that barakallah we will not leave blank, so the people want to take it as they want to. Have a need for. Right? Have a need for it mean what? Have a need for it mean what? No, have a need for the meaning. That meaning the individual has, barakallah fikum, he has no way, right, to establish his religion. So therefore he has a need to make that hijrah. But now, a very important point, Allahu Akbar. A very important point is not just because you can pray, you fast, you can leave the country and go to Hajj, come back, you can go do Taraweeh, you can do Eid in the parking lot. That doesn't say, oh, okay, then I don't need to be, there is no need for hijrah. Right? Because if a person, barakallah fikum, at any day, those of authority in the kuffar land, they can ban certain things. Just like how they banned in France a few years ago, the hijab. You cannot be putting hijab in a public, in a public institutions. Like the schools, huh? No, even the hijab at school. This hijab itself. You know what I mean? The niqab, alhamdulillah. I mean, you remove the niqab, you leave them with the hijab, alhamdulillah. But the hijab, you cannot be going to the school system and wearing a hijab. In Europe, pretty much. Tayyib. In Germany, maybe it's a little bit easier up there, right? But ala ayyan. So here, that except that the person, barakallahu fikum, the Shahafidah, he say, وَلَا يَجُوزُ لِلْمُسْلِمِ, it is not befitting for the Muslim أن يقيم في بلاد الكفر أو في بلد الكافر أو في بلد الكفر, or it is not befitting for him to be remaining in the land of disbelief, or in the land of the disbelievers, in the land of disbelief, وَهُوَ لَا يَقْدِرُ عَلَى إِظْهَارِ دِينِهِ, while he is not able to openly manifest his religion. While he is not able to openly manifest his religion. It is not permissible for the Muslim to remain in the land of the disbelievers while he is not, barakallahu fikum, able to openly, walhamdulillah, establish his religion. Openly establish his religion.
Say anything on loudspeaker.
But that's right. That is right. That is very right.
I mean, used to be when I was little.
That is absolutely right.
Imam from home.
Listen, that is absolutely right. Now, good point that you made. That's absolutely right. Alhamdulillah. If the masjid is right here, the people, they are in the class. If anybody is interested to come to listen to the class, they know where is the lecture being displayed at. That's number one. Number two, if you have, and you mentioned Pakistan, so I'm going to mention it. Pakistan is a Muslim country, alhamdulillah. Right? So, how many masajid that you will have in your block, in your area? You might have 10. Okay, think about it. If 10 masajid, everybody calling the adhan. How about those who are sick? How about those who just worked at night? They try to get a little rest before they go to work. How about the students that are preparing their exam? How about those who are, barakallah fikum, sick, that they didn't sleep the whole night? That's the only time they try to sleep. Now you bombarding them with all of this. Now we think that this is righteous. We think that this is so good that all the area. No, the adhan, barakallahu fikum. If one called the adhan loud for everybody to hear it, the rest of them, they can be outside without no microphone. But now we are competing on who has the loudest audio system. Right? Who got the biggest amps, right? The biggest amp, that's what we're competing up, It's not the case. If anybody want to sit in the class, we don't have to take the speakerphone outside. You got those who, barakallahu fikum, that's not what they want to do. You got those who are sick, you got those who are ill, you got those who trying to get rest, you got those who trying to get ready to go to work, so you cannot make it difficult upon them. Yes, it is, that's what is normal, alhamdulillah. So Shaykh Salih al-Fawzaan hafidhahullah, he mentioned, he said, وَلَا يَجُوزُ, it is not befitting for the Muslim that for him to remain in the land of the disbelief, in the land of kufr, and while he لا يقدر على إظهار دينه, while he is not able to openly practice his religion. While he is not able to openly practice his religion. That is not befitting, barakallahu fikum. He went to say, حفظه الله, فيجب عليه أن يهاجر إلى بلد المسلم إلى بلد المسلمين. Right, it is, barakallahu fikum. It is an obligation then for him to migrate to the land of the Muslims. It is an obligation then for him to migrate to the land of the Muslims. So therefore that fahiyya, that migration is an obligation. That is baqiyatun, that is ever remaining. Meaning ila an taquma sa'a, up until that the hour is established. And this is based on the statement of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallama, la tanqati'u al-hijratu hatta tanqati'a at-tawbatu. That the hijrah, Allahu Akbar, beautiful hadith. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he mentioned that the hijrah will not cease until that the tawbah stops. That the hijrah will not be cut off, will not be non-existent no more, up until that the tawbah cease to remain. Up until that the tawbah, barakallahu fikum, also is cut off, meaning there is no more tawbah. And the tawbah is not cut off, is not ceasing, is not stopping. Hatta takhruju ash-shams min maghribiha, up until the sun rise from the west. Up until the sun rise from the west. So here in this hadith, that barakallahu fiqh Abu Dawood, he brought this, Imam Ahmed and Imam Ad-Darimi rahimahumullah, they all brought this narration. And likewise, we mentioned the ikhraj of the takhrij of Imam Abu Dawood, and also if Imam Ahmed rahimahullah, from the hadith of Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan radiyallahu anhuma. So that the hijrah will stop when the tawbah stop. And the tawbah will not stop up until the sun rise from the west. Up until that the sun rise from the west. So the hijrah will not be cut off until that the tawbah is cut off. And the tawbah is not cut off, or won't be cut off, up until the sun rise from the west. In these two verses, hatani al-ayatan, in these two verses that we mentioned in Surah An-Nisa, meaning from the verse that was 97 to 99, the Shaykh hafidhahullah tabaraka wa ta'ala, he mentioned, he say, فيهما الوعيد فيهما الوعيد على من ترك الهجرة وهو يقدر عليها. He say in these two verses, right? Actually, the 100th verse, it is dealing with those who they actually migrated, and also it is dealing with those who they left their homes with the intention of migrating, but they did not perform it. So it is talking about their reward. Amma the 97 to 99 is talking about the ruling and the exception. The ruling of those who did not migrate, and the ruling of those who إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان الذين لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا. It is talking about, barakallah fikum, the ruling. First it was dealing with the ruling of who? Those who, barakallah fikum, they had the means but they did not migrate. The second was dealing with those who they did not have the means and they did not migrate. The 100 is talking about those who they migrated and their reward with them. And those who they left their house, right? And they wanted to migrate, ثُمَّ يُدْرِكُهُ الْمَوْتِ فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Now him that went out to migrate, but he did not make it, but his reward is established with Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Right? So that's why Shaykh Salih further he say هاتani al-ayatan, these two verses. He say فيهما الوعيد. Right? It is a threat. That's how you say it. A threat or threat. Threat. Barakallahu feek. Right? He say it is threats in it upon those who have abandoned, those who left off the hijrah while they had the means to do so, while they had the possibility and the ability to do so. And he mentioned hafidhahullah, as Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala say this, and he say وَأَنَّ مَأْوَاهُ جَهَنَّمَ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا, that their abode is a hellfire, and what a evil destination. Now here understand two things. This verse is not talking about disbelievers. Alaysa kadhalik. This verse is not talking about disbelievers. Right? He's talking about what? Muslims. So here, this verse, barakallahu fikum, it is an ayah that has what? What you have two things. You have what is called al-wa'd wal-wa'id. So here, barakallahu fikum, we have what? Wa'id. Al-wa'id, meaning the threat. That's how you say it, threat. Right? It is a threat. So now, understand one thing. That when the threat is being mentioned in regard to a believer, it is being mentioned in regard to a believer, know that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He can choose not to establish it upon them. He can choose not to establish it upon them. Because we mentioned that the usat min ahl al-tawheed tahta mashiatillah, that the wrongdoers of the people of Tawheed, they are under the will of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. In sha'a ghafara lahum wa in sha'a azabahum. If Allah ta'ala He will, then He will forgive them. But if He, by His adl, by His justice, if He will also, He can what? Punish them. So Shaykh Salih al-Fawzaan hafidhahullah, he say that this, in this verse, it is a threat for the one that has abandoned which is the hijrah, while he had the ability to do so. While he has the ability to do so. While he has the ability to do so. He mentioned hafidhahullah. He say وَإِن كَانَ لا يخرج من الإسلام وإن كان لا يخرج من الإسلام وإن كان لا يخرج من الإسلام. طيب, even though this does not exit them from the religion.